Good morning, good morning, good morning. You know what's funny? So every time I say good morning, I know I'm going to say it 3 times, and everyone has pointed out it's like an Anthony thing. So I consciously think to myself, all right, don't say it 3 times. And even trying not to say it 3 times, I still say it 3 times. So it might just be tattooed in my vernacular for life, if that even makes sense. But good morning, welcome everyone. All right, super cool. So this is an exciting week. I mean, every week's exciting, right? But as we've shared in the, good morning, Brian, as we've shared in the emails as of the last week or two, and by the way, the emails, I think everyone is seeing that they have not been designed to go ahead and, all right, you gotta join Rhino, you gotta join Rhino now. They haven't had that level of, I guess, marketing speak in it, because those that are in Rhino, great. But the marketing push is what we're doing right now. So these emails, it's more important for us to go ahead and continually update you on what to expect. And by doing so, because I know from my point of view, if I was looking at the emails, I'm like, all right, it was 339 members, then 338, then 336. And of course, over a week, and that complete discounts 0 to 339, right? So Anthony will always be hardest on Anthony. But I see those numbers every day. The member numbers is the most important number, and I will always say it, that I look at. Every other number, although important, like what is the average per person, what's the trailing 7 days, what's the forward projections, those are all really important. But the most important number always, always, always will be how many members. So when I see that go down, I cringe. I'm like, oh, what are we gonna do? So to that point, and everybody knows that, so I want to go ahead and address that. The number's not going down in lieu of us doing something about it and failing. The number went down a day or two, and we see it, and that's what the push is going forward. And I probably didn't need to spend 2 minutes saying that, but it's just, that's how important that is to me. Rhino Warp Speed will be, I know it will be live by this time next week, but I also want it to be super functional by then. And what I mean by that is that we would have went live before the end of this week. We inevitably are going to learn some things that we don't already know. We are then going to solve them, and then we're going to have a a 2.0, 3.0 version. And I would like that to be by this point next week. So we will be live by the end of this week, but I want to make sure that whatever bugs there is, we find them, and we're super duper duper this time next week. Now for RHINOHub, which I actually went ahead and shared a little bit more in the email today, kind of the format of it. So for Rhino Warp Speed, you have the hub, which by all intents and purposes, if I were to say to you, all right, you want to show your friend Rhino, where do you send them? The difficulty is some people would say RHINOStreet, some people would say the YouTube, some people would say the Twitter, some people would say Rhino Retirement, some people, right? And that's just the fact that there might be one person that would send them to somewhere else highlights the need for a more cohesive marketing approach. So that's always been on us. Now, RHINOHub does solve that. So RHINOHub is a who is Rhino from the perspective of RHINOStreet, RHINOBux, and Rhino World, which is what we call our community. If you're able to go ahead and learn who Rhino is and those 3 key features within 1 page and within a couple of minutes, then that was successful, right? Like, we have something for someone to learn who Rhino is. The 3 tabs on that page will be RHINOStreet, RHINOBux, Rhino World. In fact, I think we have a 4th one. It's gonna be like Rhino Publications, where we have a live updated blog and educational material like what is crypto, what is Stripe, stuff like that. But the 3 tabs, RHINOStreet, RHINOBux, Rhino World, will then bring you to a page, super sleek, super nice. I'm thinking, well, not thinking, right? Like, this is kind of where I'm set because I'm making it today. 5, why that particular thing, and 5, what it is not. Like, what is it and what it is not. There is an individual landing page. Travis, yeah. So one of our rhinos was, was sharing a message with me. And I think it's important we tell people what we are not too. And it's funny because I didn't even really think of it that way. I always think in the positive side, and not that advice was negative, but it comes from a different approach, right? Like, it's difficult to prove a negative. You can't prove something that didn't happen. But by sharing with someone what we are not, you can get ahead of any kind of thought journey they may have, right? So for instance, if I say ice cream is vanilla, right? Like, this ice cream is vanilla. Well, what is it not, right? Well, it's not warm. And you might say that sounds silly. Well, Anthony, I know it's not warm, but who knows? Maybe there's someone that thinks the ice cream is warm. I don't know. But I know that if we find someone who thinks that that ice cream is warm, we want to let them know it's not. In which case, the person that had an idea of what it could possibly be, that might not be a good thing, we could address. But secondly, it allows anyone to have a more fully formed view. Okay, this is what it is. This is what's not. Great. There will be a 2-minute video as well on those pages where it'll be me. I have to script them still, but just like a passionate approach to what that particular RHINOStreet, RHINOBux, what is it? The point being, or at least the goal being, that when somebody clicks on that page, they know what we are, they know what we're not, and they see that it's real. In which case, now it's up to the value proposition, right? Did we make something good that they then like? And it's funny because a lot of the difficulty that we've had so far was not so much people not agreeing with the value proposition or agreeing with what we're doing is good. It's been, I don't know what you're doing, right? Like, Anthony, what are you doing? There's this thing about a search engine over here. There's this thing about crypto over there, but like this 20-mile, what is it that you're doing? And what this solves is that. So although most of the time somebody would say, well, okay, great. The difficult part is convincing someone or persuading someone to join. Not for us. And that's because we've done it backwards. We've built out the value proposition, the mission statements. We've built out the platform and the look and feel and the experience everyone has already, right? It's a very honest sentence to say that we've grown despite our marketing inefficiencies. So in terms of not nailing, but in terms of being able to identify what it is that people like, we have that. Now it's just tell them what it is that you're doing. So we firmly believe that by taking this approach and finally growing, like finally maturing into having a marketing department, it will solve that. The other component that I shared was that each of these pages lead to the next one. So for instance, if somebody comes on to the RHINOHub site and clicks RHINOStreet, they want to learn about it. Oh, it's cool. They would like to join it. The confirmation page is then the next one, RHINOBux, and or the next one, Rhino World. And conversely, it works like that with any one you pick, because the idea is a landing page is the first main page to direct your traffic or personal referrals to. That's, yeah, perfect. We want to make sure that anyone that does go ahead and want to learn more is able to participate in all the different things that we have to offer. The coolest part about all of this is, and you might say, well, Anthony, I don't know why you're spending so much time sharing this. Well, A, I've never had a marketing department, so I'm actually like a kid in a candy store right now. But B, the affiliate platform that's going to be built in is one that's going to reward residual income, weekly, recurring for life. So for instance, say Maurice goes ahead and welcomes Travis and says, hey, Travis, there's this company, Rhino, that built this search engine. It's totally free. It's localized. It's within 20, your search results will be within 20 miles of where you are. There's no data tracking. There's no ads. It's just a safe place to search your own community. You should really check it out. And Travis is like, yeah, sure. That sounds pretty cool. And Maurice says, okay, well, there's a site. Go in, opt in. And Travis is like, well, what am I opting into? Like a search engine, why do I need to opt into it? And then Maurice simply says, well, the search results are all opt-ins. In fact, Rhino always believes that everyone owns their own data. Who are they to go ahead and just put you on a search engine? They should get your permission. And Travis goes, well, that's pretty novel. That makes sense. And Marie says, well, every search result opted in to be there, which means it's a vibrant community of everyone that agrees with this point of view, right? Like they all are there voluntarily. So Travis is like, it's free. I'm not paying for anything. This isn't like a trick. You know, Maurice, you tricked me back on Christmas last year and stole my cookies, right? And Travis is like, Maurice is like, no, no, no. You know, it's not like that. The cookies were good, but no, there's no trick here. So Travis goes ahead and opts in. Now, Travis is part of Rhino, right? Travis will receive the emails that he wants to. He'll be able to learn what RHINOBux is. He'll be able to learn all this stuff. The point of the story is, at some point, Travis might say, wow, this does make sense. I want to participate in it. I want to join RHINOBux. I want to be a part of this asset that continually goes up and everyone seems quite excited about. The moment that happens, and Travis might say, I'll start with $1. Why not, right? The moment that happens, Maurice is going to start being rewarded for all the dollars Travis participates in the plan. So 5%, so Maurice will receive 5 cents for every $1 plan. And as it moves forward and as it continues to rise in price, and yeah, right, that is who stole your cookies. And as we continue to grow, because remember, the membership numbers equal the price, right? Like that's the whole point of this. So it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. So as the membership numbers grow, which why wouldn't they? Reoccurring weekly income for life is a good deal. Plus everyone agrees with who Rhino is because everyone built it together. But not only does that go ahead and entice anyone to go ahead and share it, well, those that are in it then move over to the RHINOBux, which then goes ahead and rewards the person that referred them. So not only does the asset continue going up, but everyone's being paid for it to go up. Like that's how, I know it sounds confusing sometimes, but the goal of Rhino has always been to go ahead and identify where the wealth is, right? Like why are we 99% of the population with no other money? Identify where it is, how to go ahead and get it back, and then distribute it equally amongst everyone. It's a very Robin Hood approach, and sometimes people get lost in, Anthony, you really don't make anyone pay for anything. You're just giving stuff away for free. And I go, well, yeah. But on the other side of it, I own coin, right? Like my net worth is in coin. So I align my intentions with everyone else's intentions, and we all just do a really good job, and then it works. So that is the reward platform. So let's say a year from now, Travis is like, well, I've been doing $1. I don't know why I've been doing $1. I should have been doing 5 or 10 or 15. When Travis goes ahead and upgrades his plan, well, Maurice is going to go ahead and receive a higher dollar amount because 5% of a higher number is a higher number, right? So what it also does is it incentivizes Maurice to go ahead and reach out to his community. Hey guys, I brought everyone into Rhino. I hope you're all doing really, really well. I know I'm upgrading my plan. I think you should as well. And by doing so, you're now raising the price of Rhino even further, but you're also raising your own income. The obvious question is, well, Anthony, it just sounds like everyone's buying something and that's why it goes up. Yes, the answer is yes. And then you would say, Anthony, there's some really, really bad terms for things like that. I would say, yes, I understand what you're saying. And you would say, well, what is the difference? The difference is lifetime, right? Because Rhino is structured as recurring, that each individual that participates in the plan is doing so on a recurring basis that is recurring for the infinity of their lifetime until they opt out, then there's always new buyers. Well, Anthony, is that different? Well, yeah. In what you're talking about, it's everyone gets together, they buy this, and then all of a sudden no one has any more money and the thing crashes. That's what a rug pull is. That's what those really bad things are that you should never get involved with. The difference between this is no one's saying put all your money here. We're saying let's grow and get as much awareness as possible. Let's bring in as many people as possible. And by doing so, it allows everyone to do a very low dollar amount, $1, $5, $20, whatever the case may be. And once they go ahead and decide that that's a comfortable amount for them, they're opted in for life unless they opt out, right? Like if you don't do anything, you're going to continually participate in the plan every single week. So if you can go ahead and grow the base really, really wide and allow everyone to participate on a small dollar amount that they're comfortable with, that they're willing to accept for a lifetime, well, Maurice is going to live longer than Travis or vice versa, but then their kids are going to live longer than them, and then their kids are going to live longer than them. And if this works the way we want it to, well, is Maurice going to tell his kids, no, don't get into this, you're just making too much money? What we've done is, and the reason why we built it this way is it has to be Robinhood, because the lifespan, or at least the success of Rhino, is dependent on, is it something that everyone can support, and is it something that everyone could find value in? And the only way for that to be true is it has to be free, but it also has to be at a point in time, or at least in history, where we're able to solve a challenge. And I think the biggest challenge that people need to solve is the value of their data, how to go ahead and monetize it, but more importantly, how to protect from it being stolen from them. So if you ask anyone, is your data being stolen? They are smart enough to say yes. If you ask anyone, do you believe your data is valuable? If you ask, they're smart enough to say yes. If you then ask them, wouldn't you like to secure your data and you be the person who receives the value from that data? Everyone says yes. And you then ask that person, well, how do you do it? Nobody knows. That's RHINO. So I love everyone. I'll see RVP at 2 o'clock. I got our department heads at 12 o'clock. I got more work than I care to share. I'm already really, really far behind. But I love you. And I will see you when I see you guys. See you tomorrow. Bye.